Good afternoon, good morning, or evening, depending where you are in the world. My name's Ben. I'm making my first game in Unity, and this is my devlog. And as always, I'm starting with a beer. My excuse is this is my beer jacket now because, like most places at the moment, we're all trying to cut down on costs. Heating is off, and I need to stay warm. Hence the beer jacket / thinking juice, which is always my excuse for game dev. I need some thinking juice. Anyway, alright, so a quick update. There's a few things that have changed since my last devlog. Before I get into the game, I'm going to give you a little update on a concept that I've had for the game. Is the concept I was missing. So one of the concepts, for those that are new to the game, I'll briefly give you a quick... I'm not even going to bother cutting this out, I can't be asked. I'll give you a quick brief overview. The idea of the game is you're in a coma. Your life has been heavily influenced by pop culture and films and games, and those sort of scenarios playing out in the island. Your daughter is on this island, and you're trying to find items of hers that she's dropped and bring them back to her bedroom, which is in this another dimension, on the belief that you'll be able to restore her to her to a normal life, whatever. So that's the premise. It's a terrible description, but there was basically, you're in a coma. From the player's point of view, you know you're in a coma. You're going to work that out quite early on. But I wanted the storyline to be sort of heavily around your wife, who's in the real world, who is by your bedside. And there's a twist at the end of the game. And I was trying to work out how can I get your wife's what's going on with your wife in the real world into the game, so that the player knows and understands why she made this decision that she made at the end of the game. So I was thinking about that, and I came up with a cool concept, and the concept's going to be that she's on the edge because her daughter's died, her husband's in a coma, and she's, like most of us, I think, would be all over the place with her mind. She's Googling to high heaven, and she happens to stumble across a strange cult, which I'm calling this cult the Sliders. The Sliders. And there was actually a TV show called The Sliders, which I used to watch, which was a cheap Quantum Leap rip-off, really, but it was kind of quirky and fun. So there's, again, a little bit of a tie there to sort of pop culture. She's found this cult called Sliders, and they're basically on the fringe of this science exploration thing that they're doing. It's all dodgy, it's all underground, but they're trying to get people into near-death experiences so that they can meet and talk with loved ones and come back to the real world. And somehow, through her sort of Googling and research of life after death, and trying to reconnect with her husband and her daughter, she stumbled into them, and we, as the player, are going to hear what she's reading and seeing through items in the game. So there'll be like things like cassettes that you'll be able to pick up, play back, and it might be a recording that the Sliders have done of one of their conferences. There'll be emails on old retro computers that you can read, books, that sort of thing. Lots of lore that, if you go out and search for on the island, will give you a much more of an understanding of where she's coming from as to why she made that decision in the end. So that for me was like, yes, I've got it. I've got the protagonist now, and he's got a reason to be running around this island. I've got a reason for introducing all these concepts from other films and games, and obviously making them unique and not like outright plagiarism. Don't want to do that. It's like this guy's in a coma, and it's all sort of there in the back of his mind, bit muffled, bit jungled, bit messed up. But at least I can sort of introduce these concepts into the game. So there's these nightmares, which are like based on the pop culture stuff. So I've got that side of things, and then I've got the wife story now, which again gives you more reason to go around the island and explore to understand why she made the decision she made at the end of the game. And it just it feels like it's now come together. I know where I'm going with it. I think I've said it before. Like, I've always felt like I've been winging it for a while, and just trying to see what works. And it's a creative process, isn't it? Making a game. I never had the full beginning, middle, and end. Well, I did, or I thought I did, but your mind changes, and who knows? In my next devlog, I may be telling you another concept or giving another idea on how I think the game's going to play out. But I really like the way it's going at the moment. I'm going to stick with it, and so that's cool. Like I think I'm happy with that. It's going to be a good story. Gives me a great playpen for putting in some cool references. I think like I love my bunkers. I love my retro equipment. I'm rocking around with a Game Boy at the moment. I've got a mishmash monster thing that I'm putting together here for retro games. I've got even got crap like this. The old dictaphones with cassettes in them. There's a whole nother story with all that. But I want all that in on this island. I want this island to be bloody weird, bloody strange, but kind of cool at the same time. Like when you see a bunker, you're like, oh, what's in that bunker? When you see an object, well, what's on that cassette? How do I play that cassette? How do I get the elevator working on this crusty old radio station we've got going on? Yeah, and also, finally, on this front, before we get into the game, I get to tie in the stuff that I had on my Steam page, which obviously I've started everything from scratch, so a lot of that isn't in here at the moment, but I get to tie in things like X-Files, which was a big influence for the original build, and the sort of sci-fi. I still see, to my mind, this is still a sci-fi storyline. I don't want to do jump scare stuff. I don't want to do horror. I've never been a fan of horror. It's just unfortunate that at the moment, because I've got these zones which are nightmares, it kind of all is horror. But I'm trying to avoid, as much as I can, the cliche stuff. I'm saying that out loud and realising what I've done already, and realising I'm contradicting myself. But I still see this as sci-fi. You got parallel universes going on. You've got items that you're collecting that have got weird, strange powers. You got retro references. Oh, I can't. Yeah. Anyway, cheers. Let's see how it turns out. So let's get the build going. I think last time I showed you the teddy bear, and again there's your daughter's items that are spread around this island. When you collect them, you do get, some of them have unique powers. Oh, and this is how I'm going to sort of instruct the user that you need to find these. So you've got the ghost outline in the teddy bear, the spinner, the old rocking chair, Rubik's cube up there. And as I say, on the island, these items, when you find them, have the powers. When you bring them into here, they're just normal items, and you need to bring all these items back here to restore your daughter, or that's your goal, which is the goal of the protagonist from the Lost Room. That's pretty much the storyline behind that. Is he's looking for these items. So teddy bear. Let's just make it night time a little. Yeah, the particles are a bit too leery at the moment. But last time that I showed the teddy bear, he slowed down time. So I was talking about bullet time. I actually changed my mind on that and decided I wanted him to stop time altogether. So when we do this, time freezes and you can move around. That's why the particles are there, to give that big hint that you've frozen time. Trees have stopped swaying. The ocean, I need to stop moving. Stop. Yeah. But yeah. So that's your teddy bear's power. He's changed a little bit. The reason I did pause time instead of slow time down is because I wanted to add another item which was going to reverse time for the last 30 seconds. And I tried it and I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know what value it brings. And I paused. I did the stop time. before I try the last thing. So I'm just going to leave stop time as it is. It's fine because it still works for some of the puzzles that I'm thinking. The spinner levitates items, certain items, which I need to visualize a little bit better so you know they're all moving. They will react. These ones, for whatever reason, when you pick them up and drop them, they then decide that they're going to play ball with the spinner and work with the anti-gravity, but off the cuff, I think because perhaps they're stuck in the ground a little bit, maybe I need to raise them out. I don't know. That's something I can sort out later. But yeah, you got that item, which I've demoed before. The Rubik's Cube. As I say, I was going to do the rewind time thing, but actually I'm going to work out what the Rubik's Cube's power is later. I want to do another sort of nightmare, another puzzle zone, and then work out what power that might have. I've redone a lot of the island. I want it to have that sort of open feel, but also there is unfortunately a little bit of tunnel work. I kind of want to lead the player into certain areas. So I've been trying to work on that discreetly, like higher gradients that you can't quite climb, fencing, but still give the impression that it's quite an open game. Oh yeah, we've got butterflies in there now. Did tweak the light settings a bit, just to make some of the areas a bit more warmer. Whatever. I find myself playing with the HDRP settings quite a bit actually. There's loads of terrain that I'm working on, which is why it's all very blunt and jagged. This nightmare actually. That's interesting. The volumes aren't working. Must have broken that. This one. Done a bit more on this. The chair. I've got to work out the animations actually. I animated this chair last time, which was fine, but the minute you move it, the chair just fucked off to like the XY position of 000, and I was trying to work out how you can animate stuff locally. I want the animation. I want the animation to play regardless of where the chair is, and I can't work that out. It seems to be tied to the position of the chair where it is now. Anyway, I was looking at that and I got a bit annoyed with it, so I figured I'd sort that out another time. At the moment, the chair's just there; it's static. You may remember that's potentially one of the items you need to collect. So for those that haven't seen it, there's this whole portal premise. Again, it's not animated at the moment. It's just very binary. It's there or it's not. But you can jump back into your room. What is that? And you can jump back out. All my volumes are... Yeah, I messed that up. Sort that out later. But anyway, I was working on this bit. Lift up the chair, the door busts off. And hopefully... Where are you, cackled old... yeah, you see... Yeah. Right, so the witch comes up and she starts clawing at you, basically, and you can't get through that floor. You can't get down to the basement. You need to get down to the basement. You need to figure out how you're going to do that. When I animated her, again, the animations are happening, but she's sodded off to a different position in the world, which is really annoying. However... the touch zone's still there because I'm still dying. Basically, if you get too close to her, you die, and you just end up spawning in the air at the moment because I haven't quite figured out where you should spawn. But yeah, that's why I ended up. Look, there she is. What the hell? Okay, she should be. It's a bit weird. That poor old tree. Actually, poor old witch. Looking where that tree's going. Which is actually. Didn't they do that in the original Evil Dead? I think there was a rather ropey rape scene with a tree in the original cut. Hey! The hell? She's... I think I know what's going on there. She's tied. In the hierarchy, she's tied to an object that's No, I don't know. She's following my position. What the hell? So there's a bug there. Anyway, I'll sort that out. But you get the idea. She's defending the staircase, and you've got to figure out how you're going to get down there using your science fiction items, not your horror stuff. One of these for now. What else have I done? So yeah, that was cool. It was cool until it's all gone tits up. Pause time. We're talking about. Oh yeah. This new area. I'm going to jump over here for a second. Rework the meditation game, the mini game, because I wasn't happy with that. Ignore the white thing going up and down. I've got to sort out the material for that, and the shadows a bit crap. But the idea is, you lock yourself into the meditation zone, still using the You still go to these things, so you know it's a meditation zone, and then when you hit meditate, it'll position you nicely. This ring is going to go up and down, and then using your mouse, you're going to... I'll never do a live demo. Why would you do a live demo? I'll tell you what you're going to do. Let me just enable that for a second. Let's go to game. I just don't want it full screen. You do the whole Yoda thing. Where, what's his face? Old Luke, he gets a bit pissed, doesn't he? Because he can't focus properly. Right. Yeah, so the idea is now you got to keep these rocks using your mouse inside of there, which is harder than it looks, which is cool. So it's kind of satisfying when you do it. There's going to be a visual aid to let you know that you're filling up your energy, which is that bar at the top. Your energy depletes as you use the special items, so you're going to need to meditate to keep these things up to scratch. Oh yeah, you can go over 100% at the moment. That's why it takes so long to burn down. And there we go. And it's even you can see the ring at the moment actually lands on those rocks without me levitating them, but the energy goes up. Was going up. Oh, there, I'll sort that out later. Moving on. What else we got? Sliders we're talking about. Pause time. The witch. Meditation. New item coming. This area up here. So as I walked this new area, I watched Prey the other day, and I wasn't expecting to like it, and it was alright. It was better than I thought it was going to be, to be honest. I thought it was going to be one of these pants remakes with a whole new agenda being pushed on you, but actually it was okay. But it did get me thinking about Predator, and I remember, I think it was one of the island game, ironically. Oh, Far Cry, bloody hell, Far Cry. I'm sure I had on Xbox. There was a Far Cry release where you could build your own little island, and you could do an almost sort of Predator style game. And I remember enjoying it. I'm going to have to YouTube it, but like basically what I was thinking is one of the nightmares will be sort of playing into Predator and potentially the Blair Witch, where you kind of end up going around in circles, but you've got to stay alive. Maybe there's booby traps. This bit obviously is fresh off the press. I was doing this morning. I've just created a training flat bit of terrain and chucked a load of trees on it. Now I've got to try and work out what I'm going to do. But yeah, I'd quite like to do something like that where you got, again, use these items, maybe build a bridge, frame rocks around, but stay out of the sight of something that's hunting you, and yeah, maybe a little bit confuse the player in terms of where you are, because the trees all look the same and you end up going around in circles. As I say, I've not quite worked it out, but I got inspired by Prey. It reminded me of Predator, and I was like, oh yeah, it's actually a good film to sort of reference. I need to go back to the bunker as well. I know where I'm going with the bunker. I just haven't done the actual implementation yet to the level that I want. But we're going. Obviously, the bunkers, for me at least, is sort of referencing Lost. There's a lot of clipping in on there. That needs to. Yeah. Again, using your items, there are going to be puzzles in here which I've got in mind, just haven't done it. So quite a bit going on. It's very scatty at the moment. There's a lot of, as you can see, there's a lot of bits that I've started. I need to polish up. Well, not polish will come a lot later, but I need to get working properly, start tying it all together. To be honest, as I'm saying this, I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't do the forest for now. Maybe that's stretching it. Maybe what I need to do is actually get this nightmare sorted. We've got Squid Game nightmare sorted. If I get 2 nightmares sorted, I've got enough items for you to collect. I need to start introducing the wife's side of things, the items to find for that and how you unlock that. Then maybe that might be enough to actually do some play testing with, start distributing that and getting some feedback. Actually, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to hold fire on the forest, actually. I'm going to take that back because I'm jumping the gun. Yeah, this is why it's good to talk to yourself, isn't it? You sort of give yourself a little slap in the face. But overall, I'm really happy with how it's coming along. So I've got a few things going on at home and in work life, personal life, malarkey. Who hasn't? So I haven't made as much progress as I would have liked. But at least it is moving. I'm still going to get it on Steam. I'm still going to finish this game. I'm not giving up on it. I'm really kind of excited to introduce the sliders now and think about the freaky, crazy shit that they might be preaching. And yeah, I've also got a cool logo. I've also thought about the sliders and what they might. Every cult has a strange symbol, don't they? So it'll be this. You might see this around the island and certain objects, and it's going to be an S with arrows because they're sliding in and out of that near death. Oh yeah, that's cool. All right. Anyway, I think that's me done for today. A fairly short one. What we're looking at, 22 minutes. Wicked. Yeah. Leave any comments, like it if you want, share it if you want. If not, hope you enjoyed it, and thanks very much. Until next time.